Now, I'm not really sure Iyanu would be a good show because I know nothing about even this. Actually, based in a comic book for a very successful run, but I don't know much about just that. But I see the first couple episodes, and you know what? It's actually pretty good. It has some technical issues. And that technical issue is basically I know when it went for the series, but I just don't know how to execute it. And that's sort of the major problem. But it's just sort of a nitpick, not a deal breaker. Because at the very end, I did have some enjoyment. I did like the lore. I did like our main lead. I did like this huge world. But because it's sort of huge and fantasy, you need to stretch it out a little bit to understand all the world, the characters, everything. But that's the problem. They have to really kind of streamline everything very straight to the point. There sometimes feels a little rush here and there, but yet it wasn't a deal breaker. It still is enjoyable. In fact, you want to see this, you just want to know, do I recommend it? I do, but just have some caveats. Just have some issues that I feel a little bit rushed. Some voices doesn't fit as well. But once more, that's sort of season one typical type of issues. But yet I still enjoy it. Before I continue on this, my first impression, my name is Rachel. I like to talk about animation, not just animation, but reviews, first impressions, cartoon theories, and sometimes, if I have some spare time, cartoon breaking news. Of course, you like how it's going, like to help my channel, pull like, comment, and subscribe. That's the only thing you need to do. If not, that's fine. If you do, thank you. Because of you, I'm getting close to my main goal of 2,000 subscribers. And yes, I'm getting close every single day because of people like you. People who like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you. Now let's start with this sort of my first impression on the first three episodes of Iyanu. Now let's get started. Now, how to describe the whole show is like if you take the issues of Naruto of the first episode that everybody hates the kid because he's cursed, take the idea, put it to the last avatar who has the power set to be overpowering but doesn't know what to do. He sort of runs away. Take the idea, mix with Naruto, and dip in the world of Black Panther. And that's basically Iyano. And the best way to describe it, yeah, because it is obvious where all the inspiration come from, but yet is actually really sincere and well executed, at least for the most part. Because you have issues, you will actually notice. Like some of the voice actors are good, but the accents they use are very kind of heavy. There are some characters, not like the main leads or secondary leads. It's sort of the side characters. You just barely hear some of the words they say. I just didn't understand. I had to rewatch the same episode or same scenes to hear the words they say. But once more, that's sort of the technical issue of some of the episodes. But that's not the focus. I'm glad because all our main leads accents you will understand them. It's just sort of the secondary leads are just But other than that, that's like sort of a very minor complaint. Doesn't break the series. But the second part is sort of where some of the things sort of be rushed. Like there are moments they want to get dramatic, but they have to automatically dip out because they have a limited time. So they have to do that sometimes in some scenes. Not every single scene. It just happened maybe once as an episode. But all of that is still good. Now, one thing I did notice is the sound effects. Some of the sound effects they use, it almost feels like I'm watching an old anime, and that you've seen old anime that have very old sound effects that you automatically recognize if you watch old anime. It's just sort of weird. You feel sort of out of pocket, but it kind of works, or at least I got used to it. In other words, now the other thing, our main lead Iyano, she is a very interesting girl because at the very end she is sort of the chosen one. But the only problem is she doesn't know who she is. She only knows she was sort of kind of adopted by this sort of elder woman who is sort of kind of like a shaman in a way, but she was sort of kicked out in the main village. And this main village is sort of the you could say the crown of all main village. So like everything was goes down is this sort of main kingdom in other words. But nobody knows why this sort of happened. The only thing we know is they have this sort of kind of wall around this village because they want to be protected out of the sort of possessed animals who got cursed because of this huge war. And the only one who can actually fix everything is the chosen one, and that be Iyanu. But the only problem is Iyanu doesn't really know or what. In fact, some of the villagers sort of hate her, and this is what I mean a sort of Naruto sort of inspired that sort of hate of this sort of person that everybody knows or sort of knows her deal in a way, but no one knows why. And that's sort of the deal, in other words. But I have to say, it was sort of clunky in some moments, like she wants to have friends because how lonely she is, but those moments sometimes are a little rushed, but later on they sort of readjusted to make it more smoother. In other words, you have a lot of moments like that, moments that feel rushed, but they're trying to fix it later on. But other than that, that's sort of kind of minor. But I have to say, Yano as a character is a very adorable girl, especially how sassy she is. And believe me, 99% of the sass is completely earned. Because sometimes you have a sassy character, it's sort of hard to kind of be justified the things she said if someone not yet earned it. Only in that one rare percent where she's sassy and that sass wasn't really earned. But lucky for us, everything is earned. Not just her. There are other characters called other characters and become sort of a sass moment that is completely hilarious. I mean, the points are feel almost completely savage. Like I was surprised, especially there's sort of this castle woman who tended to find sort of Iyanu sort of adopted mother. She's locked, and one of the guards says, "Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am, you can't pass this place because it's locked up." And the councilwoman, like, you don't recognize who I am? I know who you are. And the sass of this woman, like, whoa, that was a savage moment. That the guard, like, oh, I didn't mean, wait, no, like, I love that. I love about that. It have moments that earn that savagery, but it's really, really funny and also really earned in a way, yeah, that makes sense. But the only problem is you have moments that, oh, you kind of rude, but it doesn't feel rudish. It feels sort of backwards in other words. Like I feel they did it in the wrong moment. But once more, and that's just sort of moments here or there sort of off. But I don't know is that sort of the culture of it because it is African culture. So I don't know if that's sort of the how it rolls or not, or just sort of bad executed. But once again, that's something you will notice. Of course, you don't only follow Iyano, you have other two characters. You also have the son of the bodyguard, or not the guard. He's sort of the royal guard of all the other guards who saved the sort of kingdom. But the only problem is the son is not like his father. He's more like a nerd than anything else. He understands the myth, legends, that he is sort of very useful. The only problem is he get bullied and tell his father like that. What will I do? His father usually says you have to man up, deal with it. But the only thing that I feel that's super interesting, that's being sort of like a cliche, they use that cliche almost like a mirror image of his father. Because his father is basically the respect of the whole village. Like his father is sort of, oh, he is the great warrior, but he's doing the same thing, or not the same thing, having the same issue like his son. He being sort of harassed by the royal vizier or council. Like everybody keep down talk to him, even that he tries to do his job. But every time he thinks about it, like maybe this is not the good idea, or people point out you are basically listening to the wrong idea or wrong sort of command, the sort of situation, and he sort of knows, but at the end, that's his royal duty. He sort of conflict what he should do till his son kind of points it out to him. And this is what I mean. It's sort of like a reflection of what he's doing, like a father, like a son, sort of understanding each other in a way. And that's just sort of interesting. You also have another character of the three main leads who is sort of a thief, but we don't know much about him for right now. I just seen the first three episodes, but once again, he later on be kind of useful. Now, even that said, I have a great moment watching the series. I have some technical issues, but yet I still highly recommend it. It's still as good. In fact, the creator kind of tweeted out on X slash Twitter saying this is sort of be kind of like the last Avatar. It could be slow at first, but at the very end, you gotta hit hard. So yeah, this is basically calm before the storm. The only question is, can he deliver? Because at the very end, that's the whole point. Can you deliver? You have the potential, you have the moments. It just need the timing and patience. It could pull it off. Hopefully, it can. I did enjoy it. I did enjoy the lore. The only problem is that way too much lore. Sounds strange. Is that usually this sort of kind of fairy tale or sort of fantasy ever realized the original one because everybody knows was a fairy, everybody knows was an elf, a dragon, and dwarf. But this is sort of African lore, and that's sort of kind of a struggle to how to kind of execute some of the things, and you could tell they sort of are struggling, but yet it still is enjoyable. I still highly recommend it because at the very end, it is enjoyable. I did get entertained. But I don't know you, that's sort of my thoughts on my first impression. I don't know you, how you felt about it. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you think it still needs some polish? Tell me down below. Let me know. I got nothing else to say. Just thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Bye.